What's up, hardship heroes? You are back on the other side. Today's guest is one of the most inspiring people to ever be on the show. She returns today for round two, right before her BKFC debut this Saturday. She is sweet, humble, and absolutely ruthless. Welcome back to the show, the one and only Taylor Dagner. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing very, very well. It is so cool to have you back on the show. You are still to this date my most viewed interview, so thank you for round two.
Absolutely. That kind of blows my mind, but I'm super appreciative of all the support that interview has garnered for sure.
Everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely. 100%.
What have you been up to these last, I don't know, 6 or 7 months since we sat down last?
Whole lot of training, mental and physical. I've just been grinding it out, especially these last 2 weeks at Smith Brothers Fighting Academy. It's been taking my physical, my cardio to that next level, and of course my mental is going to follow right through.
Absolutely, I know it will. Have you changed gyms, management? Let's talk about that. What's changed since the last time we talked?
My main training, like 90% of this camp, is still just Zach and I, my fiance, at home. My daughter got pulled into that. She's my corner woman when I'm at home, so that's awesome. But I got signed with Storm Management, Harvey Singh Contracting. He got hooked up with them. He reached out to me, and it was like a glove, man. When I did the interview with him and the Storm people, man, it was like I could already feel like I was part of the family. And I'm pretty sure when I talked to you last, I was saying I don't want management. I'd rather not, or might have been a different interview, but either way, I've said it plenty of times in my career that I wasn't going to be managed, but something about their energy just felt right. And you always go with your gut. And I'm so glad I did, because like this training opportunity, it has been a little hard, but it's been hard in the way that growing pains are hard. You know what I mean? I know that I'm improving from it. So yeah, it's been a godsend. And then, yeah, I think I covered that. So for gyms, I'm at Smith Brothers for like camp stuff. Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of speaking to both Harvey and Hinty, and they're both great people.
They're amazing. Oh man, Hinty and Crystal Van Week, and they're so as nice as they seem. Like you'll see people on social media or on camera, and they're nice, and then you meet them in person, and it doesn't match. But they are just as kind, if not kinder, in person. Such giving people. I love them truly.
Absolutely. How would you describe yourself today, both personally and as a fighter, compared to the last time we spoke?
Man, I feel like Taylor has always been Taylor, but I am, it's weird to say, everything that I believed that I would do, I can feel it's manifesting right now, So while I'm still the same person, it's like I can feel that I'm this close to my goals. I'm so much like closer to everything that I believe that I can do. I do feel I'm more confident now than I was even when I did our interview, and even then I was talking about how confident I was compared to Taylor X amount of years ago, and it's constantly an uphill battle, but I'm just sure of myself now, a lot more sure of myself than I was then.
Back then I remember we were talking about you couldn't wait to get the call for your first fight, what that was going to be like, and now six days away.
Yeah, 6 days away.
You were manifesting it then, and look.
Yeah, it's literally I'm living it now. It's kind of ironic. I don't know if you've seen the interview Conor McGregor did with Ariel Helwani, and all he had was blueberries, and he was living in the gym. I got my blueberries. I'm living in the gym. Like I really feel like he used to say he was the person that would bring the mainstream media to MMA, and I think I'm gonna be the person that does that for bare knuckle. I truly do.
Yeah, I believe that too. Would you say you're driven more by proving yourself right or proving other people wrong?
I'm driven most by proving myself right. At the end of the day, you can't control what people think about you. People are going to have their opinions, and their perspective and your perspective is never going to be the same. So I can be as nice to someone as I want to be. I can be as genuine as I want, and people will still think that that's not true. So I'm always going to be trying to live up to my expectations of myself.
Okay.
Mm.
Um, People see the fights, they see the big show, the glamour. What's the reality behind the scenes?
It's tough, man. Like especially like the physical training's tough for sure. Especially this camp has pushed me in ways that I've never been pushed in my life, and but I'm grateful for that. The hardest part though is the mental, being away from my family. Man, I miss them so much. Like I
Mhm.
can't put into words. But and that like I want to be in the moment person. I want to be present. And so this last week or so, I've been like pulled two different directions because I am so close to the fight, which also means I'm so close to hugging my daughter.
Mhm.
And so I'm wanting to see my family, but I'm also wanting to stay present in the moment because I know I'm going to look back and I'm going to miss like sleeping in the same bed that Lorenzo Hunt once slept in, hopefully not the same sheets, but
Right.
the same bed. And so I know I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna miss my friends I've made here. I'm gonna miss the experiences, the good and the bad. So I had a moment this morning. I had a really low moment, and then I bounced back from it. I recentered myself, and at the end of the day, I'm just so happy to be in this position.
How do you balance the life of a professional fighter with family life?
Well, I'm learning that myself now. To be
Okay.
honest, it's been a little bit of a struggle, but I make sure that we keep in contact, FaceTime, and we call and stuff. And I've been getting some really good advice and like uplifting words from my coach Adam. He's from the Czech Republic.
Mhm.
He's a 14-0 boxer in the Florida scene. He has 11 KOs. They call him the Ukrainian assassin. Man, he's super tough and gritty, and I've learned so much from him technically, but even more so outside of the training. Um, they'll bring their kids in, certain team members, their kids will be running around, and that's normally when I start crying because I miss my
Right.
baby so much, and he'll catch me and like uplift me. And so one of the things he told me was that, there are soldiers that go off to war for months, not to put down what your struggle is, but you've got it easy. And I've got to remind myself of that, it's 3 weeks of being away from her could mean a whole new life for her. So
Mhm.
if I can manage that 3 weeks, keep my mental where it needs to be, and then handle business when business comes,
Mhm.
then this could be something that gives me more freedom in the future. I'll be able to get her
Yeah.
a birthday gift myself, like that's huge.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
Last time we spoke, you mentioned having a mindset coach. Was that
Yep.
Mindset Mike?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. How instrumental has he been this camp?
He's, I'm going to say with Mindset Mike, he is a life skills coach and he uses fighting as the vessel. Everything he
Okay.
teaches you, you can apply to your relationships, you can apply to your work, how to be a better worker, how to be a better business owner. He really has, it sounds dramatic, but he's changed my life and the way I'm wired now, like the way I see things. Like old Taylor would have gotten caught in the woe is me and I'm away from my family, and the crying probably wouldn't have stopped. But now that I have the tools that he's given me, I can think of making sure gratitude is in the forefront, and that think of all the things that I've got going well for me. And sure, I'm away from my family, but like I just said, the payoff is going to be worth it at the end of the day. So like he really has just changed my life and the way I think of things.
Shout out Mindset Mike.
Yeah, Mike Moore, he is the best. Well worth every penny.
um, how has being at Smith Brothers changed or affected your fighting style?
I've learned so much about so with boxing, I've always struggled with simple things like hooks, uppercuts, like my balance, my weight distribution, my head movement. I've always been kind of stuck in the middle, and they've helped me so much with that. They've helped me with the pace of bare knuckle and like how it's not boxing, and you can't just use your guard because there's so many more holes that they
Yeah.
can sneak around and stuff. And they've helped affirm me of my strengths, and then also helped me improve my weaknesses. And so it's been a ton of help for sure.
So not necessarily changing anything, just sharpening the tools you have already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've definitely given me some insight on things that like I was already kind of unsure about, they've affirmed, like, helped me, like, get rid of all those, like, questioning thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into fighting. You'll be making your BKFC debut. That feels
Yes.
awesome to say.
Yes. It's so crazy.
This coming Saturday night, the 28th at Mohegan Sun. How does that sound?
It sounds right, don't it? Sounds
Mm-hmm.
like exactly as it should. I'm just, it's already done. I just need to live it, is the way I've been looking at it. The path has been laid before me. I've known for years that I would be debuting bare knuckle. I manifested it. I visualized it. It's right there. I just have to seize it. I have to make sure I'm absolutely present when I go in there and handle business as I should.
I got goosebumps the size of BBs on my arm right now. I wish you could see them. I'm so excited to see you fight the BKFC, Taylor. Your opponent, Alexandra Ballou, I believe is how it's pronounced. How did this fight come together? And without giving away the game plan, what holes do you see that you can exploit in her game?
She's a funny one because she hasn't fought in 4 years, so I'm gonna anticipate improvement. I know that anyone who fights me, they train their asses off because I'm such a wild card. You don't know what Taylor's gonna do. If you watch all my fights, you get a little something different each time. So I'm expecting it's gonna be a barn burner. If I don't get KO of the night, we're gonna have fight of the night. So yeah, that's about it when I think about her. I know she's got some solid straights, and I expect her, like, I studied her social media when I first got the fight, and I haven't looked at her page since because that's one of the things with the mindset training. He said if you can look at it unbiased, whatever, but I'm very, like, I tend to hype up my opponents just so that I prepare for the best version of them.
Sure.
So I haven't looked since, but I saw on some of her old stuff that she got into fencing in the last 4 years. So what I have been studying is fencing and fencing footwork to see how she can apply that to her boxing. So I'm going to expect her to be very light on the feet, to have a lot of good pulls because fencing is straightforward and retreat. I don't think she'll have good lateral movement, and we'll see, but I anticipate it to be a really technical bout for sure.
Okay. What's going to happen in your head when the bell rings and you hear knuckle up?
Well, I'm going to start moving. I'm definitely going to start moving. But, yeah, I'm without giving away my game plan, I'm going to be light on my feet. I don't want to be rushing anything. I want to be present and seeing her exchanges. I want to kind of let her work a little bit to see what her game plan is. But also, in bare knuckle, you got to be first. So I'm going to make sure when I do land on her that she feels it. And I think it'll be a different fight after that.
How do you visualize it playing out?
How do I see the fight?
The fight, yeah.
Yeah. I can see maybe at the first there's an adjustment period for myself. That she's gonna come out a little hot, because everyone knows bare knuckles fast pace. Mm-hmm. But I think once I use my angles well, and like I said, once I land on her, that she's gonna be on her back foot. And if we're not exchanging the whole time, then I'm going to probably be running her down. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be, because with the fencing, she's going to be really good at pulling. She's going to be really good at that, like, being aware. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard from a couple people that she's training to be a cop. So part of me thinks she's taking this bare knuckle fight as, like, a training step, like for a street fight.
Sure.
And I've also been telling people that, those street fights that cops run into where it's like a crackhead and they just won't stop. Well, she's running into a crackhead is what she's running into. Because I ain't going to stop.
That's awesome. In a perfect world, how do you see this fight ending? What round? How's the finish go?
In a perfect world, we're going to be engaging each other maybe the first 30 seconds. I think I start landing on her about a minute in, and I think I finish her against the ropes. I think if she tries to clinch, then I'm going to have some heavy shots there too, and that's where I'm going to finish her.
I'm guessing you have a reach advantage in this fight. Is that true?
2 inches, yeah.
2 inches? Okay. Wow, I would have guessed more than that. You are tall.
Yeah, she's 5'7". I got a 2-inch height advantage. I have a 1-inch reach advantage. She actually has a really long reach for her height. She's 68 inches, so that's where I say it's going to be more tit for tat than if I would have gone against someone much shorter reach.
Okay. When you do win this fight, Do you think you'll feel more of a sense of accomplishment or relief?
Hmm. Good question. Good question. Uh,
Both.
both. The relief will come from the fact that I can now go see my family and just focus on that excitement. I can actually, without worrying that I'm pulling myself out of the focus of the fight.
Hmm.
But the accomplishment will definitely, I'll feel accomplished. But at the end of the day, to do this sport, you can never feel like fully accomplished
Hmm.
until you retire. You know what I mean? I can
Yeah.
be happy with the result, but I want to always be improving, and it's on to the next at the end of the day. If I do well enough, they're going to bring me back. So I got to start focusing on that next bout. And with how tough she is, she started her pro debut was in 2019, and it
Okay.
was the year I started training MMA. So it's a tough bout. It's a tough opponent to take on, and she's fought Bellator too. So I don't imagine they're going to have me take a step down in competition. It's
Right.
only going to get harder from here. So if I win, I'll be happy, but never satisfied.
After you get this win, what does the next 12 to 18 months of your career look like ideally for you?
12 to 18 months. Ideally, I continue to climb the ranks. By the end of the first year, I'd like to be top 8. And then in 2 years' time, I'd love to be either top 5 or challenging for the title. I want to set myself up for that. I visualize success
Okay.
for any fight, really.
Okay. Um, how different, or excuse me, how difficult has it been being away from your family for this fight? And what do you think the first thing you're going to say to your daughter will be afterwards?
Oh, you trying to get me choked up, Michael? Ugh. But that has been so hard, man. I can't. And like
I saw your post on Facebook
yeah,
this morning.
like I said on my post today, there in this world we are literally going to war. There are people like Roberto Armas who is going. He's getting shipped off at the end of this month, and he's going to fight for our country. And he won't see his family for how long,
Hmm.
So I try to give myself perspective that that's the only thing that keeps me sane is telling myself it could be worse, and that's kind of it's ironic because that's how I was when I was growing up. I always told myself it could be worse, and that was my way to keep it rolling because you can't, as hard as it is, I cannot focus on that solely. I've kind of until this past week, I just pushed it out of my head as much as I could. I tried to just be in the moment, and it's just I think getting so close to seeing them is what's pulling it out of me again. And major props to anyone that goes on these camps and they're away from their family because it is so tough. Like getting videos of my daughter and she's learning new things and I'm not there and I've been there for everything.
Mm.
It's really hard. But the first thing I will probably say to her, obviously, is like, I love her, and I missed her because that's what she kept telling me on FaceTime. I think the hardest thing in this camp was at one point I got a video and she was saying, "I told you not to leave me." That's hard. That's really hard. But
Wow.
I know she doesn't know any better. She just misses her mom. She misses her rock, and I miss her too. But it'll be worth it. It'll 100% be worth it.
I think you're an awesome mom, Taylor. I salute you.
Thank you.
If this interview was your last time speaking to the world, what do you want them to know about you and what you stood for?
I would want them to see me as someone who's authentic. That someone that obviously wears my heart on my sleeve. And I would hope that I can inspire people to face these hard challenges head on and obviously to never give up because coming from what I came from, it was real easy for me to just roll over and let that be my life, and just continue that pattern, maybe stay in the house, whatever, and just give up on the possibilities of anything ever getting better. I could have become bitter. And I hope people see me and they see that you don't have to, you are not what you grew up as. You can always change who you are. You can always make a better life for yourself.
Absolutely. I love that. What is the best way for friends and fans to watch your fight this coming Saturday and what will no doubt be one of the most spectacular debuts in BKFC history?
gonna be on the Bare Knuckle app, so make sure y'all get that subscription if you don't, and tune in. It will be live, and I'm not sure where yet. I am on the card. I will share that as soon as it's made available, but Bare Knuckle app for sure.
Okay. I have one question left, and this question is presented by HKA USA, the crowned royalty in custom combat gear. My question is for anyone who watches this, who is going through something tough, away from home, or whatever their struggle may be, personally knowing everything you have been through, what message do you have about how they can come out of it on the other side?
Man, just focus. Sounds selfish, but focus on yourself. Look internally. When you're having those rough times, try to figure out what's triggering you and solve that root problem, and really you just have to remind yourself that it gets better. Like it always gets better. If you're having a fight with your spouse, it'll get better. If you don't have the money right now, you'll have it later. Like just always believe that it will improve. And if you keep that mindset, it will. It truly is manifesting. Like that is a real thing. Like look at all these people who have said, I'm going to do XYZ, and then they do it. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's energy and manifestation. So the second you tell yourself it's not going to get better, then that's the second that you're setting yourself up for it to never get better. So just never give up hope and always stay positive.
I love that. Taylor, I don't have any more questions written down. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss or anyone you'd like to shout out?
I can shout out, it's kind of long, but we got.
No, go ahead, please.
So of course I'll start with my family, Zach Bishop, Tabitha Bishop, Rihanna Bishop, and my nephew Hudson and my daughter Athena, because one day they'll be able to watch this interview and I forget to shout them out by name, but they are like my little dopamine like sources. They're so great. I love them so much. And then Smith Brothers Fighting Academy, Kevin Smith, he's been running my strength and conditioning and just making sure that I'm as prepared as I can be. HKA, Bucked Up, TMH, so that would be Nick Sampson and Kirk with TMH, Cookies, Sing Contracting. I wore the jacket, finally remembered. And then let's see, Dagner's Restoration and Refinishing and Oxford Therapeutics. Those are all my sponsors. They're amazing people. I try to keep good people around me, and I've definitely done a good job, at least in that sense, for sure.
I agree, absolutely.
And of course, I would like to shout you out as well, because you were the one that like originally got me in a position where I felt comfortable to tell my story, and it's had such a trickle down effect. And I've had people message me since then. We've made amends, like people from my childhood that
that's awesome.
Like I said, I was never innocent in that. I carried that like chip on my shoulder, but for someone to come to me and say like, I didn't know what you were going through, and for me to be able to say to them like I wasn't innocent in that, and us to make amends, like that's been great. I've had people reach out to me that are just inspired by it, and it's just been wonderful. Like any support that I get, anyone that's sending love, I want to shout them out, because it's not like I say thank you and go about my day. I do think about that, and I do appreciate that so much.
Taylor, you inspire me every day. I'm humbled to know you. I will get this interview uploaded in a couple days. I'll wait closer to fight time, get more views that way. Yes. I'll send you the first copy. Thank you so much for your time again. I cannot wait to watch you kick some ass Saturday.
So soon, y'all. It's so soon we gonna knuckle up. But
yes.
Thank you so much. I really do consider you a friend, and you're a great person, Michael. I appreciate you for giving us this platform to tell our stories in a safe space. So,
I wanted to ask real quick, how's the podcast going? Is that Logan, Zach? Who has the podcast?
Logan, my brother is he started podcasting, so I went on a couple podcasts, and he's made his own. He's gonna have some guy from Fear Factor, like a local guy from Fear Factor, on it.
Okay.
So, he's doing the dang thing. Like I'm proud of him.
I've seen some of his setups, his backgrounds. It looks great.
Yeah, I'm really proud of him. That's another person. Of course, shout out my brothers, Ray Dagner, Logan Dagner, and also I want to shout out my parents too, because I feel like I give them a lot of crap, or like I feel bad painting the story, because at the end of the day, they're humans too. I love them to death. I don't ever want them to think I think ill of them. I just like to use my story as a vessel to inspire others and to kind of let people know where I'm coming from. So, yeah, I want to shout them out as well because they did make me. So,
That's right.
I am grateful for them and I love them to death. So,
yeah. I love that, Taylor. Thank you so much again. I'll shoot this copy over to you in a couple days. Hope to talk to you soon. And I will be in front of the couch, 70-inch TV. I'm going to be this far away from the screen.
Yes. Make sure you're watching closely because it could be over quick.
My guess is 43 seconds of round one.
Yeah,
just putting that out there.
I'm looking at this girl like she's standing between me and my kid, like physically. So yeah, you stand between the mom and her baby, and that's not good for you. So yeah,
no,
it'll be a great fight for sure. Either I go out on my shield or she does, but it's going to be a good fight.
There we go. Taylor, have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. Bye-bye.